Leaving the motorhome for another day working on the new van.
So we've just been to Nordstrom's to pick up some wood. A bit unprepared because Anth forgot the tape measure. But anyways, let's get it in the van and then back to working on it.
Right, so today, so far, we've got the measurements laid out on the floor, just as a rough idea. Just to check what our walkway will be like, and how big our seating area will be. This is going to be the kitchen, which I think is still a bit too narrow because we're going to try and get a fridge in the middle of it. Well, there's going to be workspace, sink, hob, and then in the middle of, well, under the workspace is going to be a fridge. This is going to be a shower, which we're going to have a portable toilet inside of. So things like this are the most important, so we're giving ourselves, like, we can compromise on the couch, we can make that a bit smaller. But as far as the bed, I think that's the most important thing. Showering and cooking and reliability of driving because you drive so much. So we've got the Sikaflex 512 for caravan. It's mainly for the roof vents, but we're just going to quickly do around the holes. So while Amy's burying the wheel arches, I'm going to do the reversing camera, and my dad and my little brother's cutting out the battens for the floor for us. So we've just installed a rear view camera with the brake light, and Amy's just going to test, see if it works. Yay, it does! I've just applied sound deadening to one door, and this is the difference. Amy's just finishing off the left wheel arch. Takes longer than you'd think, doesn't it? That one's done. Pretty good job as well. And then the flooring will come in snug to that, and the side walls will come in snug to here. But quite good progress. So we've got all the battens cut out for the floor, and we're not doing anything with them yet. We've got the brake light in, which works. Gonna do all the sound deadening now, which should take 5 minutes. So for our sit-room relay L3 EP2, we ordered 30 sheets because we didn't know if we'd have too much or too little. And we've done a lot of the van because you're not meant to do, is it up to 70% or over 70% or something like that? But we've got 17 sheets left, so I'm not gonna be shy with it. I'm just gonna put more on everywhere. We're leaving this out because there's a window going in here. Window going in there and a window going in on the door, but I'm just going to use the big sheets now. I think I need to top them up as well. So this is the end of day 2. We've got most of the sound deadening on. We've still got to take the door panel off and do behind there. We've got our layout measured out. Amy's done the wheel arches with the vapour barrier.
Anth's just measuring underneath the van, making sure when we put the screws through for the floor that it's not going to go into anything that it shouldn't.
The way I'm doing it, I'm just measuring because our screws are 38mm. The battens were drilling down at 25mm. So that means we've got 30mm, and I'm not sure if the metal of the van's 10mm. So we're only going to come out about 3mm, so I'm just making sure there's no like wires or like fluid tubes or anything that we're going to drill into. So I'm just measuring the batten out for the back, the one that's going to sit flush with the back door. Obviously not too far to go in the way of the catch. I've measured it about 3 times because it's the first bit we're actually cutting really. I think it's going to be 185, and then we'll have to do like a curve of it to go with the back of the van. But yeah, we're going to cut that now.
Does it?
Yeah, first time ever using the jigsaw. Perfect along the line, that's good first go on it. Except from this little bit, but Amy's first attempt at cutting wood. Spot on. Well done. So we're now just going to glue down the battens with, I'm sure they've changed the name. It was Sticks Like Shit, but it's Sticks Like Turbo. And we've looked everywhere for Sticks Like Shit, what everyone else uses. But we did get no more nails, but I seen this and thought, yeah, we'll get it. It bonds within 15 minutes, and you can do it to wet surfaces and stuff like that, but that doesn't really matter. But we're just going to glue all the battens down, and then we'll drill them down with self-tapping screws into the floor, which I'm most nervous about. Cutting it's fine, but actually fixing something is a big step. Another thing, I've tried to get this flush with the back, and the best we can do, because the ribs bevel down here, so that if we'd done it there, the wood would tip. So we just moved it a little bit along. It's still going to be a nice support anyways. So yeah, we'll get these glued down, and then on to the next thing. Instead of having it, what we're going to do here, if you can see there, the wood's just tilting from this rib here. So instead we're going to do it on here where this rib keeps it up still.
Yeah, but this
like this
side's got nothing either.
Yeah, and that side's the same as this. So I'm now going to drill in the self-tapping screws, and these are 38mm. The battens are 25mm, and might have to drill a little bit in, but underneath the van I've measured and there's nothing within an inch of the metal under the van. So as you can see, I'm under the van now, and I kept drilling too much, and it's come out probably a bit more than an inch. That's fine, but for the next ones, just slow down a bit. I've done it a bit too quick. So the other side we tried to bring a little bit further out, but with them being self-tapping screws, it's just pulling the wood further up, so we're just going to leave that one. But this is this is better. If you can see, it only comes out of the van just a little bit, and it's nowhere near an inch. So further along where there's pipes an inch below, at least we know we're going to be safe when we're drilling into the floor. So now that's all the battens secured in with glue and self-tapping screws. Just double check before I start cutting other ones with it as well. So this is just for this bit, just after the wheel arches. I just wanted to be a very snug fit. Yeah. So I'm just finishing off the top of this flooring, and obviously it ditches, it's got a little ditch here, so I'm just taking off a little bit till it goes flush, and I'll do that just 3 times, just so the ply can attach to it at the top. And then meanwhile Amy's going to be gluing these So now all the pieces of batten timber are now stuck to the floor. We're just going to let it set, and obviously we're using the van for driving still, to drive back through to the motorhome. But this is a day's work. It's Sunday, so we're calling it quits early and we're going to get some dinner and stuff. But it looks pretty good, to be fair. Quite happy with the result. You might notice that we've got a lot of wood, but our walkway is going to be here, so we've kind of put a bit more within there. And our shower is going to be here, so we're going to be standing here a lot, turning around and stuff like that. We're going to be jumping off the bed. Well, not jumping, but you know what I mean. We're going to be coming off the bed and putting a lot of weight on the floor there, so we've reinforced that more. So this puts us at the end of day 3. Up until day 3 now, we've got sound deadening, vapour barrier, we've got all the floor battens down. We've just put this plywood in because it's forecast for rain tonight, so we need to keep them for a template. So we just thought we'll put them in here, keep them dry, and then when it comes to cutting out the plywood, we'll have a good template to work from. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's coming on, are you? So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button to support our channel, and if you would like to see future videos, please hit subscribe and the notification bell.